once again, and I'm not going to be out here too long because I got a live this afternoon with Reagan Benson where we're going to talk about whether homelessness is a community issue. And homelessness is a community issue. And we need to be prepared to handle it as a community. And this is not handling it as a community. This site box is once again unstaffed. There is nobody here, but they have blocked advocates out. There are advocates here that want to help and want to be able to help these people. You guys have trespassed people out of here that want to help, and then you leave this place unstaffed. You leave the air conditioner running, draining power for somebody that's not in there, and then you want to make it all the responsibility of everybody else. This is a city responsibility, folks, and it's time that the city stepped up. Is this because Ron's not here? Where's Ron at? Is Ron even working here anymore after the bullshit he tried? How about the other staff? Are they quitting because they know they're not going to be able to hide behind the bullshit out here? How about you open up this camp and quit trespassing people out of here that are trying to help? You got this freaking no trespassing sign here, and you've got me under 3 different charges that you've tried to file. I know advocates have had to go in here to help people. I know people have been trespassed out of here and still walk in and out of here on a regular basis. But you're going to try to prosecute me, and you can't bring staff here. It's time for the city to get the fuck out of the way and let the advocates come in here and start helping people, because the city is not capable of handling this. The city of Lawrence is not capable of actually helping people. And why is that? It's because we've got a city manager named Craig Owens that's got a silo of information running through his office, and he's controlling everything. And you city commissioners need to wake the fuck up and realize that Craig is not our friend. And it's time for him to get his shit together or get the fuck out of here. We're done with this shit, Cicely. We're done with this shit, Mitch. How about it? You guys want to come out here and staff this fucking place? Last time it took 35 minutes. How many minutes will it take this time? How many minutes is it going to take to get somebody out here to staff this place like you guys have committed to? You make all these commitments and you trespass people out of here. I'm talking about the city has come out here and taken control. Hey man, let me tell you. Rosa, you know what I'm about, right? Let Mark know what's going on. We're not talking about the 3 tickets. We're talking about everything.
That's what you just said. That's what I was going off of.
No,
about the fucking fact that they have no fucking water out here for a fucking shower.
No fucking water out here for a fucking shower. And that site box was moved down here away from the shower. They could have had it down there to monitor it and make sure it was right? Roll your window down and talk to me, man. I don't need to put you on camera. But tell me what's going on out here.
You know what to say. I apologize for coming at you like that.
No, you're fine,
when
man.
I heard you said the issue about the 3 tickets that you had versus all these people that are bound and shouldn't be coming in and out of here.
You are correct.
Okay.
You are correct.
That's why I said something about that. Mm-hmm. That's it.
I'll handle my 3 tickets. What this is about right now.
I know you will, sir.
Yeah.
That's not what we're talking about, and you and I both know it.
Right. We're talking about a failure.
The incompetence of the city.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. That part.
It's straight up incompetence if they can't staff this place, if they're going to trespass advocates out of here to help. There's advocates that want to come out here.
That's not the only incompetent part, but you keep it up. You're on the right path. I gotta get somebody to work.
Go ahead, man.
Trying to do something.
Go ahead. I appreciate you guys. Take care. Guys, this is unacceptable, and even the people inside the camp know this. Everybody knows this. Everybody except for the city manager's office can recognize this. What is the problem? Where are the city managers on this? Casey Toomey's out of the office until Monday. Craig Owens is on vacation for how long, and all this shit's going on? You feel good about taking your vacation, Craig, while all this stuff is happening, and that you guys haven't done anything to try to help? You send staff out here that try to criminalize everybody. There's a ton of people out here that have criminal charges just because staff can't handle de-escalating situations. We've seen it over and over and over. And you have staff out here that are encouraging people to fight I still can't get a response to what's going to happen with Ron over encouraging that shit. And then how about the rest of this? They don't have any water out here right now. The only thing they have is a hose over there. They can go get that, I guess. But where are you guys at? You've made a commitment. You made a commitment when you trespassed out of here and fenced this place in and put up no trespassing signs. And now there's nobody out here. Where is Cicely Thornton? Why is she not out here? Where's Mitch Young? Why is he not out here? How about Danny Walter? He's the one that's in charge of this whole fucking program. Misty, you're the one that's in charge of this now. Girl, I'm not going to dump on you. I've never met you, but this is what's going on out at your camp. The city is failing. And if you can't step in and get them to recognize this, the advocates are going to end up doing it. And you guys all need to realize that this shit is not acceptable and it's not going to be going on any longer. So where is staff? Noon shift? Well, it's almost
Afternoon shift is what I was
afternoon shift. Do you know what time that starts? No?
anywhere from noon to 5.
Noon to 5? And how long have they been
Anywhere
gone?
From noon to 5 they can come.
Yeah, what time did they leave, or how long has this been unstaffed?
For quite a while. 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock this morning? Who was it that was here that left?
I don't know who was here. When I got up this morning, nobody was here.
When you got up this morning, there was nobody here.
It might have been early this afternoon. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So how are they keeping people out of here that are supposed to be trespassed?
They're not.
And then what are they going to do if somebody like Vance decides to try to defend the camp again? Are they going to arrest him? I mean, what happens?
But they didn't arrest the city worker that stole my dog. They didn't arrest her.
No.
Deidre, they didn't arrest her at all. They said they ain't gonna do nothing about it at all. I didn't even get as much as an apology.
But no, if somebody comes out here, man, if somebody comes out here and tries to start a fight in the camp right now, somebody that's not supposed to be here, you'll have to do it yourself.
Yeah.
And then aren't you worried that you might be thrown in jail for having to take care of it yourself? Because that's what happened to Vance.
Right.
I mean, is that what they're leaving this
I feel like
to?
you want to
Absolutely,
accept
there's
on
no
that,
other
but
choice. Either that, because that, or do what staff would do. But then I guess when it got to us acquiring a job, maybe so there would be staff here calling 911. I mean, that would be the thing that staff would do,
Right.
Or de-escalate situations as much as possible. I mean, hey, it is what it is.
Right.
I got some security experience, so I know how to do a little bit of that.
Oh, top flight. All right.
But you know, how about it, city staff? I mean, where are you at? If something happens out here, are you going to criminalize the person that defends this camp? What if it happens to be me? What if somebody comes out here and tries to start a fight and starts trying to assault me and I have to pull my sidearm on them? Are you going to criminalize me over that because your staff's not here to handle the situation? Seriously. You guys have created a liability out here and you continue to let it happen. And it's unacceptable to continue this. So how about we get some staff out here? You know, here's the thing, guys. You're going to see in the live later today that a resident out here actually went to the store and bought $500 worth of groceries and brought them out here. And when they dropped them off here, they told staff that those groceries were to be given out no matter what time of day. And the reason that person had to do that was because the city has decided they can't give out any kind of food during the day because they don't have enough resources. But you know, there's advocates that are more than happy to step in and help these situations, you know, but we can't get them here. We can't get them here to help. Is this a staff member showing up? There's Lee. We got a staff member here, guys. Somebody in the chat told me how long it took to get a staff member out here once I went live.
They got you working somewhere else?
Yeah, they moved me and shit.
So you're not coming out to staff, Lee? Lee, are you not coming out here to staff this? Okay, we have.
they let me go.
That you're not here working anymore?
No.
They let you go?
Yeah.
So, hey,
You was telling me to get in.
so what did you do coming out here? If you're not even working here anymore, what were you doing coming out here?
Oh, my friend need a bed.
My friend needed a bed. See, here, another time we got a staff member that's getting let go and he's still doing the fucking job, Lawrence. What the fuck is your problem? Thank you, Lee.
All right, brother. Love you.
You take care, man. That's a staff member that got let go from here. So what are we doing? We firing everybody now? Guys, that's a staff member that got let go from here, and he shows back up out here and says, my friend needs a bed. What in the fuck is wrong with you people? What in the fuck is wrong with you people? I'm being serious right now. This city couldn't do something right if they fucking tried. This is absolutely fucking pathetic. And the business community knows it too. The business community knows that the city needs to just get the fuck out of the way. And there's no other city commission, city manager in the history of this town that has ever been able to unite the homeless advocates and the business community. That's what you've done, Craig Owens, with your bullshit. And you city commissioners with your bullshit and not paying attention to what's going on out here and acting like Craig Owens is the only one that runs this city. You are our elected representatives. And it's about time for you to get busy and start doing something. If we can't talk directly to Craig and we can only talk to the commission and we can only address you during the times that you designate at city commission and you're trying to reduce that even more, then you need to get off your asses and do some work out here. And I mean even the ones that I have friendly relationships with. This is fucking absurd. And it's time for something to change. When's it gonna change, Lawrence? If you guys all don't start raising hell, this is not going to change. The city needs to get the hell out of the way and let the advocates handle this. Let the advocates and the service providers come in here and do the right things instead of the city dropping the ball on a regular basis. And you know, the other thing, you guys keep asking us for shit. You throw us out of here and tell us we can't come in here and help. And then you guys ask us for stuff. Like your Cicely Thornton calling me and asking me for favors. I went ahead and helped the guy, but I didn't do it for Cicely. I did it because it was the right thing to do. Cicely can go fuck herself for the way she's treated this camp.
Amen.
Amen. You're right. And this shit's over.
Yeah, not one success story out of here.
Not one success story out of here. And you know, that's a problem. Is there not anybody that's come out of this camp and gotten housing?
Nope.
Not a single one?
Nope, not gotten housing from their help.
Who has actually achieved housing though? Let's talk about a good story. Is there one? Is there one?
I
No?
don't think there is one.
You don't think there is one? So there's not a single good story we can tell
I
here?
think all they're doing is trying to buy time till they decide to just let us out. And then they've applied all these different rules, no camping, and all this other stuff, so they throw us in jail.
You know, that's the thing, guys.
That's what's going to house us.
There's no success stories really about housing, but how many people out of this camp have gone to jail?
I've been jailed sometimes.
From this camp? Were you arrested inside the camp? How about you? Were you arrested ever inside the camp? How many people here have been arrested inside the camp?
Quite a few.
Quite a few. So we can put them in jail, but we can't put them in houses. What the fuck is wrong with you people? You know, how about we get this shit together? You know, here's an unstaffed city camp. So what's going to happen, guys? Since there's nobody here, are you going to use your camera to criminalize me if I go across this fake line right here that you've got? You know, I'm not going to do it. And the only reason I'm not going to do it is because I promised my wife I wouldn't get any more charges. But if it wasn't for her, I'd walk across this line and dare you fuckers to charge me again. Dare you fuckers to charge me again. Because this is a bunch of crap. I spent the whole winter out here bringing propane out here. And I didn't make a whole bunch of videos talking shit on the city during the time. I made videos talking about filling the gap and doing positive videos about bringing people out here and getting people warm and keeping people surviving through the winter. But then you guys came in and threw everybody out. Everybody out. And now you got this. Today is Friday, August the 4th. So yeah, it's still Friday, the August the 4th. And there's no staff out here. Especially considering it's Sunday, August 6th now. We are stars. We are the future. Don't ever let anybody tell you different. Yeah, there's stars out here that you guys have made commitments to and then fail. We're all in the gutter, but some of us are stars. Well, let me tell you, the freaking city, you guys aren't stars. Some of these people out here are. How about Courtney, the one that bought $500 worth of groceries out here and said to give it out anytime? That's the people out here living in this camp. That's somebody that lives in this camp that went and spent $500 on groceries so that she could help feed her friends and family out here. But you guys treat it like bullshit. And you guys continue to drop the ball. When are we going to get some staff out here? Reagan, I'm actually going to apologize because I may be late to the live feed because I'm going to stand out here until we have some staff out here. If it takes until after the 2 o'clock hour Go ahead and handle the live feed on your own. But this is bullshit. And I have to focus on my community. You know, I know we're talking about major nationwide issues in the live feed that we're doing every Sunday. Well, actually, guys, I want to tell you that we're probably going to be switching that to every other Sunday, just simply because of the amount of bullshit that these cities pull. Between Denver and here, there's so much bullshit going on that we don't have the time to do this stuff every week if we're going to advocate for the people. If the city would step in and do the things they say they were going to do, or just get the fuck out of the way, one or the other. That's all we're asking. Either step up or step out. It's not that hard. And it shouldn't be that hard. Lawrence, as a community, you guys need to realize that everything you're being told in the Lawrence Journal world is not what's going on out here. They keep showing pictures of this camp as it looked last year. That's not the way it looks now. This is how it looks now. And this is just a fucking mess. They've invaded somebody else's property to do this over here. We're going to go ahead and walk around the camp, and I'll show you what this camp looks like right now. They throw people out of the camp, and then those people have to camp outside the fence, and they still get services, but they just can't camp inside the fence. So what is the difference there? Is there any really advantage to being inside this camp? And if I see the city tents out here, why can't I just motivate all these people to move the fuck out of your camp and just move outside your fence? Because this is CD property over here, you assholes. We could just get everybody to move right over here, and there would be no dilemma about the advocates being able to help these people. There would be no dilemma, nothing you could do about it. You guys have had all these breaks in these fence the whole time. You haven't kept anybody out of here that wasn't supposed to be here. All you've done is kept advocates out of here. And you do not understand what you have created by doing this. You have created an alliance of people that are going to correct you. We're going to correct you. Here's the shower trailer. Now that sight box that's up at the other end, that used to be down here next to this shower trailer. And you know, when people in here get fed up with your bullshit, what are they going to do? They're going to take it out on city stuff. That's just common sense, assholes. You know this. But no, now this thing is completely closed because the city couldn't handle taking care of it, and the city couldn't handle being down here to monitor it. They had to move the sight box all the way up the other end and violate private property to do it, and then put in this fucking fence with that big ass lock and no trespassing signs. And what have they done? Vance had to beat a guy up to get him out of here. You know, raping people, making his mom feel uncomfortable. What the fuck? And city staff wouldn't do anything about it. Where was city staff when Brandon went up on the levee to confront the guy that was taking pictures of the camp? Now let's be honest about that. That person, I'm not going to name him, but that person had some interest in making sure that the reality of this camp was shown. And now I have an interest of making sure the reality of this camp is shown. And this is the reality of this camp, guys. This is the reality of it. It is run like shit. It's run by people on power trips. I can't even begin to go on about the shit with Ron and his stuff about telling people it's okay to beat people up and he was going to look the other way. That's what's going on here. And that shit can't continue to happen. And we have people inside the camp right now that are not supposed to be there. But I'm not going to draw attention to them because what'll happen is LPD will come out here and start charging people. And it's bullshit. And I'm going to tell you right now, any of you defense attorneys that have a person out here that has been charged with trespassing, and that's all, or even if that's just an added charge, I can help you get the trespassing dropped. Just let me know. I've got weeks and weeks of footage out here that will make that trespassing charge go away immediately, because this city has not done the right things to be able to handle this camp, and they've not even done things legally to be able to trespass people from this camp. This is absolutely pathetic. I can monologue for hours, Cicely. How long is it going to take for you to get somebody out here? I can keep doing this for hours, man. My voice is loud, and I've got a lot of thoughts about you and how you've done things out here. This is bullshit. It's time to correct it. Where's city staff? I can't even see the chat, and the chat really doesn't matter right now. If I got a mod in there, you guys handle the questions. You've been watching what's going on here. You know what's up. But I'm out here in the sunlight exposing this shit with sunlight, because it's about time the sunlight shines in Lawrence. It's been cloudy around here for too long, hasn't it, Craig Owens and Cicely Thornton? You know, I know at least 2 different people who have been either let go or quit from this place and are still doing the work. You know, you have one of your staff members who was let go out here, and apparently he had to bring a bed to his friend, even though he's not even working out here, still wearing a staff shirt. Is that really what happened? God, you guys are pathetic. And the ones that are getting paid to do it won't even step up and do the job. Why is it the ones that leave the money and leave the job are the ones that are doing it? And the ones that don't make any money, the ones that have demonetized videos, that's what I've done. I'm not making any money on these videos anymore, because it's all about exposing your bullshit. So how about all the rest of us that aren't making any money to be out here and advocate, but you guys are actually being paid to do it? Cicely, you're making 80,000+ a year. Why can't you be out here right now manning this site? Why is that? Mitch, you've come out here and bulldozed people time and time and time again. Where's it at? Where are you at? Huh? How about it? I'm gonna be out here. I'm gonna be out here until a staff member shows up. The live will go on without me. This is more important right now. This is my community. This is my community and our city not understanding what's going on. And I'm happy to show who I am, guys. This is me. This is me. And I'm out here. My name is Philip Michael fucking Irby. And I'm sick of the way the city's been treating this shit. So don't bother trying to dox me. Don't bother trying to play any more fucking games. Police, you've already learned. And I can't believe you can't figure it out yet. But the city's starting to learn too. I'm not going to back down, and I'm not somebody that's going to take your bullshit. You can't touch me. I own what I own, and everything is mine, and it's not yours. Done. End of story. So when's something going to change out here? How about we get some staff members out here? What do you say? They're just across the bridge. Like I said the other night, that bridge right there leads right into downtown Lawrence. It takes 15 minutes to get anywhere from in Lawrence to out here. How long have I been on this live stream? Are we going to get somebody out here to run this camp and actually hand out supplies like they said they were going to, or no? You know, you guys spent all this money. I want everybody to know that there's been close to $100,000 spent on this camp and not a single success story out of it. That dumpster's been full for a couple days and people are starting to scatter stuff around it. What's up? Where's the city at? City Hall is right there. They can, I mean, literally, Craig could look out his motherfucking office and see this place. But he acts like it doesn't exist. He acts like it's not a part of his day. Well, Craig, we're making it a part of your day. And it's gonna be a part of your day for a while. It's time to fix some problems. It's time to stop talking about shit. It's time, this pallet thing that you guys are doing, this is how you're gonna run it. Guys, everybody in the community needs to understand that when pallet goes into place, if the city is the service provider, this is how it'll be ran. And that's not acceptable. Everybody inside the camp knows it. Everybody outside the camp knows it. So if the city can't get a service provider to actually come in and bid on the pallet contract, then we need to take that money and move it over to LCS and fund the shelter and get other options going. If you guys can't do that and you want to keep doing this, it's time for the voters to take action at the polls. And Lisa Larson, your ass is on the block next year or at the next election, because this stuff you're doing about shutting down public comment with all the controversies that are going on in this town right now, that's not going to fly with the people anymore.
No, they're better houses with the weather prices today.
Say that again?
They better houses with the weather prices that are not playing.
They better.
Give us a tabernacle or something that we can call sanctuary. Because us being homeless is not our fault. It's clearly, everybody knows it. It's gonna be state officials' fucking fault, because why? Government is not giving us what we need. And everybody deserves to have policy and birth rights. Now, does the tribal law give them birth rights at birth for housing, dietitian, medical insurance? Where the fuck is our goddamn, where's our rights and where's our shit?
Housing should not be an option.
Backing up a tail needs to.
Housing
Where-
should not be an option. Housing should be something that's a human right.
No, just like, yes, I agree. Just like we put them in the office to have government, so you don't think that we're going to take them out of it. That
Exactly. We put you in
power back
office.
to the goddamn people.
We put you in office and we can take you out. That's exactly it.
We'll sit them down and reform them, but I'm not going to take their life. But this shit is by laws. Unlawful war crimes, bias, drug war, hate crimes to the homeless.
And that's
Those are
exactly what's
war
been
crimes,
going
and I'm
on out
telling
here,
you,
guys.
take me to the damn barracks. I want to see a Supreme Court judge.
And what she's saying is accurate because I filmed every bit of it.
Look, I
I
just
filmed
posted-
supervisors out here condoning violence and encouraging retribution among each others. I filmed people that tell me about being refused water in the middle of the hot day.
Yeah, we can't have water till 12 o'clock, and they just took that sign down because I was going to take a picture of it.
They took the sign down because you
They
were going
just
to
put
take
it
a
up this
picture of
morning
it?
and took it out before fucking 11 o'clock.
Really?
Yeah.
So they had a sign up here saying that no water
no
before
water
12 o'clock.
Look at their goddamn cameras, and they're not going to give it to us, but one day they're going to give it to us.
No water before 12 o'clock. How's that sound to everybody? Is that really the way we run a sanctuary camp?
No,
Because this is a
fucking
city-sanctioned
last row, and
camp.
I don't know who's our captain that made her lie to us the other day, but at Monday at fucking camp, they fucking told us, and I'm not going to lie about it, this ain't fucking blasphemy, this is honest truth, we need some help, and I'm not doing this to discourage anybody.
What did they say to you on Monday?
They said Monday that there would be nothing going on with the food rations was not going to change. We could get it any time that we wanted it and needed it. And I already told and warned everybody, this is no different than Poland. It's no different than Poland. When they start talking about rations, ain't nothing going to happen to them. The first thing's going to happen is rations. They already took our kids. Then they take our
And so
fucking...
when they said that there weren't gonna be any rationing and everything, did they actually follow through with that or did they ration?
No, the next fucking morning they cut our goddamn rations.
Yeah, you see what's saying, guys?
Look,
And,
our
and
fucking list. We used to get it every day. You know this.
do you want to be on camera? I mean, I'm live. And listen, guys. I'm live right now on the internet. Do you want to be on camera or no?
I don't care.
I don't know.
Well, look,
Okay.
She spent all her food stamps on food.
Yes, that was Courtney.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that.
Right, and it's
Oh, and-
stuck in there and nobody can get to it.
Yeah.
And then staff bought us bananas and milk, and they fucking hid the bananas way back down the back for their goddamn moment.
Yeah, how about that right there, guys?
And staff
We've got-
spends their own money on ice, water. They're not getting this money back.
We got somebody that spent her own money to stack this thing up with food so that people could get it anytime they want. It's inside that trailer locked up and nobody can get
And
to
they're
it.
not letting people bring us food neither.
Yeah, not to
They're not
mention-
letting people see our tents, to see
Not
our
to mention,
livelihood,
how many
to see our
people's
livelihood.
cell phones
Well,
are
they're not
plugged
letting
in right
people
now?
into the
They
campus,
don't
what
want to
you're
see the
saying?
living expertise. They're
Right.
not letting anybody in. Whenever Ashley died, didn't they tell us? We talked to Journal World. You didn't get in trouble for
Oh no, when Ashley died,
interacting.
when
for-
Ashley died,
when-
me and
yeah,
Chancey got
remember, I
trespassed
remember
out of
you-
here.
I remember that, and remember it was weird because how did Journal World get here in 12 minutes of her dying? And let me tell you, her parents didn't know about it, but they already had a fucking ceremony of life ready for her within
The Journal
32
World-
minutes of her dying. They
The
already had it
Journal World
prepared.
has got a pipeline straight to downtown and they get exactly what the city wants to say and that's what they put out. Guys, you're
But they-
hearing
no,
it
they said
straight
if
from
we
the
talk-
citizens.
if we talked to the Journal World, we would get in trouble for a private investigation.
Say what? Have they been
If-
told? Have they told you not to talk to people?
Hell yeah, they tell us not to talk to
Can't tell
people.
me talking. Hell no.
Oh, not you, but me. Hell yeah. Whenever they told us not to talk to the Journal World, the fucking police told us not to talk to the Journal
Really?
I don't even
So
want
we have people in this
I
community
only
being
asked
told
you
not
if
to
you
talk
put
to
it
the
in
press.
there.
Is that really what's going on out here, guys? Come on. Come on. We got
It's facilities like these, that make me want to say, I want to use methamphetamines right now.
and you know, guys, I laugh, but that's honest to God.
How are we gonna stay awake to watch these thieving and shit? We gotta go to sleep somehow. We don't got the right to bear armed soldiers, or we do? Why don't we have one at every four corners of our tent? Because there's one right there.
You
They're not
guys
letting
can.
him be on
I
video.
strongly encourage every one of you just to move out of here. Grab up your
We're
tent
not
right
moving
now.
up. They're about to make us a goddamn tabernacle.
No, seriously.
No,
No, seriously. Think
I
about
guess
it.
because they
I've been
don't
here
bring
longer
us
than
food.
72 hours.
No.
I own this
You know
bitch.
how
Think
they
about
My
it.
backpack.
Think about it. They ain't no staff here, guys. I don't know why you don't just pack up your tents, pack up everything, and move just outside the fence.
Fuck no, we
Because
won't
they
get
ain't
no
a
food
damn
outside
thing
the
they
tent.
can do about
They
it.
won't give us no food or housing if we move outside the tent.
There will be food and housing. Sanctuary's going to come
Back
out
up
here
a tail
still.
won't give me no
Salvation
sanctuary.
Army's still going to
I'm
come
kicked
out here.
because they
Mr.
said I was-
Wu's still going to come out here.
Then why won't we
The
sit outside?
AHH is still going to come out here. The advocates are still going to be here. The only thing that'll change is the city will be out of the motherfucking way.
No, the city's gonna be
Maybe the methamphetamine use will go down.
And maybe the methamphetamine use will go down when the city gets out of here and stops stressing people
If
out.
they know what they need to do, they need to put a German section on every corner and block mile.
But if we have to stand up our own security to stand up this camp, we're going to do it, guys. Because if the city can't do it and the city can't maintain it, I'll be out here until a city worker shows up. Who's it going to be? Which city worker is going to show up out here today? Are we going to have a city worker at all that shows up out here today, guys? Anyone? You guys have made the commitment to staff this place. They can't even get the porta potties clean. I know the trash is not getting dumped like it should, and then they took away a lot of the trash containers. They said that that was because they weren't emptying them into the dumpster. But you know, they've got these trucks in town that come out here with the sidearms on every other street in town and pick up those cans. And I actually helped people separate those cans over here so they could be picked up like that. And then they bitch at them because they don't do the extra work to throw it in the dumpster. You guys put all those cans out here, but you refuse to empty them because they didn't put them in the dumpster. What the fuck? I mean, this is how our city operates, guys. And this kind of stuff right here, this fence being down, this panel right here has been a constant since the time, and I think it was March, February. This panel right here has constantly been down. And that's an open spot that staff does nothing about. They do nothing to address this. And then they trespass nothing but advocates out of here. And then they attach charges to homeless people. And all that does is keep them further blocked down. And that kind of shit is the kind of shit that the city just keeps pulling. And the reason why they need to get out of the way. Because if they're not going to approach this stuff from the aspect of actually trying to do something to make it better, if we're just going to create a fucking concentration camp here, that's not acceptable. That's not acceptable for our city. That's not acceptable. The community should not accept that. And you guys in the community, if you don't want this in your backyard, you guys keep saying, not in my backyard. We don't want it in our community. We don't want it in our neighborhood. Well, the problem is those people are going to be in your neighborhood. The people that you don't want, they're going to be in your neighborhood in large groups if the city doesn't get out of the way and let us actually get them handled. Let the advocates and the service providers come in and do the work that they know how to do. Bert Nash knows how to do this work. I don't know what the fucking dysfunction is there, but Bert Nash knows how to do this work. They've got the experts in that environment that knows how to do this. And personally, I think it's a lot of city bullshit that keeps them from unleashing the Kraken, so to speak. Because I guarantee if Bert Nash unleashed the fucking Kraken on this shit, we could get some problems solved. And you know, the problem is the city is wanting to set up something to compete with the Lawrence Community Shelter. Why are we bothered, excuse me, why are we bothering to set up Pallet? This is the way Pallet's gonna be run, guys. We could take every bit of that money that they're gonna spend on Pallet and we could put it over with the community shelter and we could expand the capabilities there and do a hell of a lot more with that money than the city's ever going to accomplish the way they're operating. And I don't know how much it's going to take. I don't know how long it's going to take. But every time they leave this camp unstaffed, they're just one step closer to a lawsuit. Because right now what they've done, let's hypothetically say that somebody comes out here with a weapon, walks into the camp and starts blowing people away. Who's responsible? Let's talk about who's responsible. There is no staff here right now. There's no staff to keep that person out. And they have made that commitment to be here. And in addition to making that commitment, they have trespassed others away from here who would step up and do those things. And we can prove this. So I'm telling you right now, anything that happens in here today, anything that violence, any kind of strife, any medical issues that aren't attended to properly, they're a city responsibility. And they wouldn't have to be. But the city has stepped in and demanded this. They have enforced this. And when you come in so strongly and trespass the people out here that are trying to help and take control. What was it the police officer said to me? Care, custody, and control. How much care is out here right now? I know there's not any custody, because we all know from watching police videos that when somebody's in custody, there's somebody right there, and there's nobody right here. So there is no custody. So let's put that one out here. And how about control? There is no control here either, and there hasn't been since day one. So your care, custody, and control argument, wow. You guys really want to do that with me? How about it, Elizabeth and Polka? Are you really going to prosecute me with care, custody, and control? Because none of those three are happening out here. None of them. And how many other people are you going to prosecute with that argument? Are you going to continue to prosecute homeless people and continue to throw them away? Or are you going to start doing the job and stop calling the police out here to do the job that you're ill-equipped to do and get some staff out here to actually handle the problem correctly? There is daily issues, and they're going to happen. You can't live in this kind of an environment without having a daily issue. I guarantee you right now that if I was in a tent over here, there would be daily issues, because there's some motherfucking bullshit that goes on in these camps. But the problem is the staff can't criminalize those daily issues. They have to handle them as the crisis situations that they are. And that doesn't mean calling police and sending people to jail. And the idea that you send people to jail who protect the camp, who step up and do your job for you, that is just absurd. And that's the biggest travesty of all, is the fact that you guys would do shit like that. I'm gonna be out here until somebody gets here. Somebody might want to start making some calls. If anybody out there is watching this and you know any city contacts, it's been quite a while I've been out here. This live feed can go as long as it needs to. Will my battery run out before a city staff gets here? That would be a hell of a video. My phone battery runs out before city staff can man the camp. Really? You guys made your commitment. How about it? Where you at, Cicely? Sunday afternoon, nobody can come out here and do their job. Are you just firing all the staff now? Because if there's a situation out here that goes down, I guarantee you advocates are going to go in there and help. I guarantee it. If there's a situation right now inside that camp that needs assistance, I'm going in to help it. And I dare you to trespass me. I dare you. Because you can't bring people out here to do your job. And you haven't since day one.
How you doing?
I'm doing perfect, man. We need to get the city the fuck out of the way. Because this is how they do things. You guys can't even run public works enough to not get sued. They got the union suing public works, guys. Did you know that? The local Teamsters union is suing public works over their contracts. The city's just getting in trouble right and left. And then First Amendment violations in City Hall too. I mean, just one thing right after another. And this is just the icing on the cake, man. The fact that they just leave this place abandoned all day long. And they told people they were going to be out here to provide some help. Where are they at? Where are they at? I mean, here's your schedule right here. Are you only going to be in here for breakfast, dinner, and last call? What's last call? Do we have a last call at a camp that's supposed to be handled the whole time? Is that what we're doing? And then we just keep restricting the rules. We can't find a way to not take away things. That's the only way we can solve things, is by taking things away from people. That's not how this works. That's not the best practice, and everybody knows this. I think Misty knows this. Where's staff? I mean, are there cameras in there running right now? Are they recording me out here right now? Where's staff, guys? Somebody needs to call the city and let them know that they need to get a staff member out here. Hopefully before my battery runs down. They got all these rules out here and all these expectations. and then they set expectations that we're supposed to see staff members out here. They fail their expectations, but when somebody out here doesn't get along with all those expectations, they just get thrown out. They just get tossed aside. Just tossed aside. How many staff members are we going to have tossed aside because they can't meet the expectations today? How about we start doing it that way? Instead of tossing people aside, maybe we toss the non-performers aside, right? Because you've created a situation out here, guys. You've created a situation. And now it's up to you to manage it. But you're failing at that. And everybody can see it. Everybody can see it. Anybody over there know what time it is?
Huh?
Do you know what time it is?
$5, I'll tell you what time.
I don't, honestly, if I had 5, I'd give them to you because I really want to know what time it is, but I don't have any cash on me. I'm keeping this live going, and I can't check the phone on my the time on my phone while that's going because I want to see if city staff is actually going to show up out here. Last time the time before last it took 50 minutes. Last time it took 35 minutes, and I'm pretty sure we're well over 35 by now.
The only reason why I even tried to get in here to stay in here is so I can have my friends. It's the whole no visitors thing.
Uh-huh.
I have friends and family that live in here. That's the only reason why I got in here, so I can visit with them and see them.
Yep.
I mean, I got a tent, but it's still in the pack. I haven't even set it up yet.
You just wanted to get in so you could see your friends and be with your friends, right? So what's up, people? You're separating family and friends by doing this and this policy, and all you're targeting is just a few people. There's only a few people that you really want to keep out of here, and we all know who those people are, and it hasn't changed anything because one of those people is me, and I'm still out here. I'm still out here exposing your bullshit. So you haven't done anything by keeping me out of here, but what you've done is you've separated family and friends by trying to enforce this against people. So how about it, city? Our city attorney could change this right now if she wanted to.
You know, I've just been sitting there thinking about it. How many empty houses and shit do you think are for sale around this town?
Well, it's interesting. It's interesting you bring that up because I had a conversation with one of the developers here in town about empty apartment buildings and empty apartments. And we're working to try to get some things opened up. Yeah. And that's, I don't know what the city's doing right now as far as trying to actually establish housing because all they're focused on is pallet. Yeah. But the advocates and stuff are working behind the scenes talking to people trying to get Section 8 and trying to get some affordable housing actually built in Lawrence that people can afford without having to go broke. Right. And if the city's not going to do that work, we're happy to step in and help with that. And we're happy to connect the dots to make that happen. Yeah. But it really should be the city doing that, don't you think?
Yeah. I mean, if there's enough fucking empty buildings, that aren't being sold or rented or anything, you'd house every homeless person in this town. No problem.
It would be pretty easy, but the problem is if we were to take an abandoned building, let's say we did that. Let's say we took an abandoned building downtown and we decided to try to run it as a shelter, and the city was going to run it. Yeah. Do you think it would be run any different than this?
No.
And how successful would that be?
It wouldn't be successful at all.
See, that's the difference that we're hoping for. We're hoping to get the city out of the way and have them let the advocates and the professionals that know how these things are supposed to be done come in here and do those things. Yeah. Because over and over, that's all we've seen is that the city doesn't have the expertise. They don't have the knowledge. I don't know that they have the desire really to try to make that difference.
I don't think they do either.
I think they make commitments. But when you're making commitments at a high level like that in a city commission meeting, how many of your city employees that are supposed to execute that are actually buying into the commitment that you're making here? Well, I don't know if none. I would hope in Lawrence there's a couple that ride in, but
there might be
if it's just 2 or 3, that's not going to do it. It's got to be a community buy-in. And that's what the live today is about with Reagan Benson. I don't know if you guys all know, but I teamed up with Reagan Benson out in Colorado. She's in Denver. She runs a 501c3 out there. And we do live feeds on Sundays. We've been doing them every week, but we're going to stretch them out to every 2 weeks for a little while because things are just overwhelming. We keep seeing so much stuff happening that we're so busy throughout the week that we can't organize a live every week. But the knowledge that it takes to run something like this is not within the city.
No.
You know, it's not within the city.
Because I mean, you got to understand a lot of these people out here. I mean, yeah, they got drug problems. We've been through a lot of shit, and the people that are running this. I mean, some of the staff here that work here, they're understanding and everything, but most of the people don't comprehend what we've been through and why we had the drug problems and stuff that we had.
And it's not just the drugs. I think there's a lot of just social strife that goes on because everybody's tense. I mean, you're always in a protective mode, aren't you? I mean, that's what I've understood from people.
I have backpack anxiety. I can't set my fucking backpack somewhere for 2 seconds without having to check on it.
Because you're afraid somebody's going to steal it?
Dude, I've been robbed more times in the past 4 months than I have my entire life.
Now, guys out there, imagine what that feels like if you feel like you can't set your personal belongings down for 5 minutes and afraid that somebody's going to steal them. And I'm going to turn the phone down because somebody's walking up. But that's the reality of what these people deal with, and that is a stress that none of you understand.
Well, it's ridiculous.
If you understood some of that, go ahead. Somebody over there about to say something?
No, I think you're talking to the dog.
Playing with the dog. You know, and that's the other thing. I'm talking about dogs, you know.
Hey, I can't get a support animal because they cost too much to the damn pound.
Right.
Well, my doctor tells me I can get one registered as a support animal for my emotional distress being schizophrenic and medicated. But I can't go to a pound and go get one because nobody give me no money to go get one. So I got to come here to get emotional support.
Well,
That's another good thing about this place.
Well, and that is true because there are some puppies that were had around here, and they're all pretty friendly and stuff.
They're still running around.
Yep, there's one of them right there.
Hey, he's live.
Yeah, I'm live right now. I'm not showing you on camera.
That's cool.
Just want to let you know.
Pretty good.
But yeah, no, we're waiting for staff to show up out here. We're just sitting here live, hoping that staff will show up and actually do the job that the city said they were going to do. I'm not sure how long we've been. Let's see if I can get a view on this. Let's see, how long have we been live? Oh yeah, we're about 47 minutes. Yeah, we've been live for about 47 minutes. We got 27 viewers right now. I hope one of those viewers is somebody from Lawrence who can make a call downtown and make a call to somebody on a cell phone maybe. I'm sure somebody out there has Cicely's cell phone or Ron's cell phone or Mitch's cell phone or even Danny's cell phone. How about Craig's cell phone? I know somebody has Craig's cell phone. Why don't somebody call him or even send him a text to this link for this live and let him know what's going on in his town while he's off on vacation. You know, because there's no staff out here and you got your no trespassing signs up. I say if you're going to let staff just walk out of here and leave, they need to take those no trespassing signs with them because they don't mean it. Goddamn. Because anybody out here right now could just walk in here and do whatever they want to do. You know? And the only reason I don't go in there and start visiting all my friends is because I know you fuckers have these cameras up here. I know you fuckers have those cameras and you're just hoping to prosecute me again, aren't you? Here's the line, guys. This is the line that I was told by site supervisor Ron, Mr. Fight Club. I was told that I can't go past this line, otherwise I might be arrested. So how about it? We're gonna get some site staff out here or not? I saw a car on the other side, looked like an advocate was out here. You know, that's pretty pathetic that there's more advocates out here than city staff when you guys are the ones that assumed control of this. You guys, you know, at a city commission meeting, you made a presentation about filling this space. I wouldn't call this a space that's been filled. Would you?
I don't know. There's plenty of room out there for more tenants. And apparently there's a list. I waited on a list for 3 months trying to get a tent in here.
3 months to get a tent?
Yeah, 3 months. And that was just so I could get in there and see my family. And what it took for me to get a tent in there is...
Oh, what do we got? Oh, no, that's Rosa. Those are camp residents showing up. They done left and went shopping and been gone the whole time I'm doing this live, and they still ain't no staff here. They done took off and come back, and there still ain't no staff.
But, I don't know, I think it was Braun. I think he said something, he was talking about something. You see a little black dude who was causing problems here, and it wasn't Short Man, the dude with the axe.
Yeah.
It wasn't him, it was some other guy. He told us to run him off, right?
He told you guys to run him off?
He said, if you see him around here, you run him off. We don't want him here.
Okay.
So I looked at him and was like, hey, you move me up that list, I'll run him off. I don't even know who he was talking about. I had a tent that day.
Are you shitting me?
No.
Hey, Megan Dodge, I know you're watching. I actually, dude, I actually filed criminal charges. I filed a criminal complaint against Ron this week with the police over exactly that kind of stuff. I had 2 different people telling me that he was basically greenlighting people to beat others up.
Yeah.
And what you just said just completely corresponds with that, guys. Are we serious with this? So, I don't even know what to say to that, man.
I didn't either, but I'm happy I got a tent. So they put it in there so family.
You know, and that's the thing. And here's the, I guess that's what I'm going to say to this, is you have a situation where people are being marginalized and they're down. And then you put a guy like Ron in here that would say shit like that. What do you expect from them? Do you think they're not going to try to curry favor with the gatekeeper? The gatekeeper to their tent, the gatekeeper to their survival? Is that what the city does? Because that's what's been happening out here, Craig, while you've been on vacation. While you've been on vacation flying around, we've had retribution happening out here. You just heard it from an individual from his own mouth telling me that Ron, he gets a tent as soon as he was willing to step up and run somebody off and take care of a problem for Ron extrajudicially. That's how we've done things out here. Guys, I'm not kidding. This is exactly how this camp has been running. And everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. I think that might have been Jen on the other side of the camp picking up people for the live. It was a white minivan. So Jen, if you were watching, I'm probably not going to make it to the live today. I'll try to log in from my phone if staff shows up, but I'm going to stay live out here until staff shows up today, because this is a load of shit. They got food and water and things locked up in that box right there that were provided by somebody that lives out here with her own money, and nobody can get to it. She left specific instructions saying that the people could get that stuff anytime they wanted. So what does staff do? Staff locks up and leaves. So they can't even get that. How about it, City of Lawrence? How about it, residents in Lawrence? Is this okay with you? Is this how you would want your family member treated if they were down on their luck? If they had a hard time in their life and they needed some help, is this how you'd want them treated? Seriously. You need to think about it in that way, because homelessness strikes in areas where you never expect it. A lot of people are just one lost paycheck away from homelessness. I talked to a guy the other day that was a business owner in Lee Summit. Ran a rug cleaning business. Did great until COVID hit and shut him down. Next thing you know, he's homeless, broke down in a truck and a camper and having to be towed out to LCS so that he can get some help. That's screwed up, guys, and that's reality. That's the way things work. And that's today. That's this day and age. But there's always a happy puppy. What you doing, puppy? What you doing? Yeah, there's always a happy puppy, isn't there? There's always a happy puppy, as long as the cops don't shoot him. Because that's the other thing that's happened out here. Let's actually go over here, and I'm going to show you this, guys, because this literally happened. We have a girl out here that her tent was burned, and there were dogs that were lost in that fire. One dog survived, and she's had that pup ever since. And even in the recovery, when that dog was recovering from the burn wounds, I saw a happy dog that was happy to be petted and happy to be held and dealing with people. She lives in this tent right here, so you local people will know her. But there was a night a few weeks ago that I was out here, and that dog was just shaking. And shaking from the stress that was inside this camp. And we think that that doesn't affect humans. That dog was stressed out from everything that was happening. And then what happens in the next couple days? A cop comes out here and literally moved that gate, startled the dog. So the dog stepped up to protect, because that's what dogs do. They protect their owners. What did the cop do? Drew his gun on the dog. So you have a trauma situation where the dog is, I mean, put the human aside for a minute. Let's talk about the dog. Is there any dog lovers out there that wouldn't want a dog to be traumatized by a cop? Because that's exactly what happened out here. And if you think the humans that saw it and witnessed it weren't traumatized by it, you're fucking stupid. But that's the kind of stuff that's been going on out here at this camp. And we actually had to wonder if there was warrant arrests being affected using the cameras out here. I actually had to ask that question because we've seen an uptick in people getting arrested on warrants out here, and we're wondering if they're not using these cameras to find people that just happen to have a warrant, to take care of them, to get them out of the way, to make them no longer a part of the city problem. Is that how we handle things with these cameras, guys? Who's gonna come out and man this camp? Nobody today? You guys made a commitment. I'm not out here because I expect my city to do this stuff. I'm not out here making a big deal about it because I want my city to be doing this stuff. I'm out here making a big deal about it because my city said that they were doing this stuff and they made the commitment to do this stuff, and now they're not doing it. So I would prefer you just to announce that you're getting the hell out of the way and abandon the camp. That's fine with me. But this idea of controlling it and saying that you're doing all these things and telling everybody that you're doing all these things and then leaving it like this, no, we can't do that. And Chad Lawhorn at the Lawrence Journal World, this is the reality. You can show all your pictures all you want, and you can show those things that happened when this camp was first set up and try to make that what it is, but that's not what it is. It's not even close. And if anybody would come out here and look for themselves, they could see that. They could see that. It's not too hard to see, guys. How long is it going to take to get some city staff out here? I'm coming up on an hour live now. How long? I'm coming up on an hour. City of Lawrence. So how many tickets can I get rid of in an hour? Can we get rid of all the tickets on Vance? Can we make his go away? How about Short Man? You guys going to take responsibility for that situation and admit that staff should have done something to help that? And I'm not going to blame the staff members because literally you guys hired some small females to be out here to try to do this. And that was just an error in judgment. And I don't blame them for not being able to step in and control some of the stuff that's going on, or even step in and try to mitigate. But you've put them out here with no training, no support. There's a cop coming across the bridge. I just noticed him. Let's see what he's going to do. Is he going to come check on the camp? Probably not. Just going to drive right on by. That was Robert yelling 4, and there's a story behind that. The son of a bitch was out here hitting golf balls one day and sliced one right into my ass. And that shit kind of hurt, Robert. I don't appreciate you making a joke out of it either. So him, you know, he called that a hole in one, but I would suggest that it was a hole in 2. But you know, that cop just turned and went the other way. He's got nothing to worry about over here until somebody needs to be arrested. How many more trains go by, Lawrence? Well, there's Thaddeus. What's up, Thaddeus? Thaddeus is all about the ball. What are you doing, buddy? See, just happy dogs until cops start shooting at them. And Thaddeus will chase the ball to the end of the earth. I'm not recording you, brother. I got the camera down. I'm recording Thaddeus, man. What's up, Thaddeus? Okay, man. You know, it's unfortunate. There's people that have bought into it, and they're afraid that I hopefully I didn't put them on camera. I don't think I did, but there's people that are afraid that if I put them on camera that something's going to happen to them, and I can't say that won't happen. But to try to say that there's lies, I mean, because that's what he said. He said you can lie all you want. But guys, is there staff here? Is this a properly run camp? Am I lying? I mean, let's think about that. So you can say things all you want. And all of you can say those things. But reality is right here on video. And that's what the city can't hide from anymore. So how about it? How long is it going to take to get somebody out here? How long will it take? The live's going to go on without me. It'll still show up on my channel, guys. We'll have 2 live feeds going on my channel at once if that's what's necessary. But no, I'm going to stay out here. How long is it going to take? Is there anybody going to show up out here to man this camp and fulfill the commitments that the city's made? I mean, that's, again, I would not be out here making this video and saying these things if the city had not said that they were occupying this space and then threw everybody else out of it. Because that's the reality of what's happened here, guys. The city came in and made a commitment, and then they have completely dropped the ball at the same time as criminalizing the people that are here to help. That's not acceptable. And it's rooted in that building right there. That building downtown, that city hall building right there, where they can look out the window and see this camp. But they still ignore it and act like that it doesn't exist. And act like the problems don't exist. How long, guys? How long? Reagan, guys, I assume it's probably about time you guys are getting ready for the live in case you didn't hear it. I'm staying live out here until city staff shows up. Because they've left this camp once again with no staff. After Vance is out of here. You know, Vance is the primary protector of this camp and has been for more than a year. Probably longer than that, but that's how long I know of. But they've taken him out of here and trespassed him because he actually did what Ron was encouraging other people to do, run people off. And he ran off somebody that wasn't supposed to be in here that was potentially raping a friend. Are we okay with that? I told you guys the other night that if I found somebody on my doorstep that I thought was raping my neighbor and making my wife uneasy, they'd be lucky with a knock in the head. That would be a lucky situation. Where's our staff, guys? I got time. I got all motherfucking day. Cicely, where are you at? You out at the lake getting drunk with a cop and fucking on a boat? I hear these stories about you, you know, and I'm that guy that'll just talk about it because I don't give a fuck. You know, I hear you're, what do they call that? A badge bunny? Yeah, people have actually told me that term in reference to you, a badge bunny. Is that what's going on out here? When are we going to get something fixed? Or are you just going to continue to play these games? We need something to change at this site. Something has to change. It can't continue this way. You have made commitments. You went into City Hall and said you were filling this space and you have left this space empty. The people out here are done with that. How about it? I got all day. I never thought I'd run out of words to say, but after an hour of monologuing about your bullshit, I'm getting tired of talking. I'll be honest with you. It's hard to keep going on and on because there's been so much that's happened just across the river from the rest of everybody in this town. Just across the river. And it's right here. Everybody from City Hall can see it, but they ignore it and do nothing about it. Somebody up there driving around looking. Definitely isn't a staff member coming in here to do anything to help. Yeah, we'll be here. Guys, make the calls. I mean, I know somebody out there that's watching right now has Cicely's cell phone. I'm not going to publicize it. I don't know of any First Amendment reason I couldn't, but I'm not going to. Because I live here. This is my town. These people are my neighbors. I'm not trying to make everybody an enemy. I'm trying to get my city to do the right things. And if city staff can't do the right things, then I'm going to call you out individually. I'm not going to have people come to your house and do all that Antifa shit that you've heard about in the news and that everybody's used to try to criminalize anybody that has a protest. But I'm going to call you out publicly, and I'm going to demand better. And everybody's going to see your mistakes. Everybody's going to see your mistakes. Because when I get done with this, you know, my YouTube audience will see it. And there's a lot of people from other countries and around the world that are watching on YouTube. But when I go home after this live feed is done, I'm going to post it over on Facebook, where 10,000 local people are going to see it. And then we'll see how many of them want to share it out, show it to other people. And then we'll see how many people want to contact you and find out why this camp is being run the way it is. Because I know that there's Lawrence residents out there that know Cicely's cell phone number, know Mitch's cell phone number, Danny's cell phone number. Hell, I bet there's people that know Craig's cell phone number that could make a call right now. Matter of fact, if you're out there, again, it would probably be a good idea to make a call and let Craig know that I'm standing out here going live, calling his city out for failing. Again. You know, and there's a woman named Yvonne, we all call her Bonnie, and they're just perfectly fine with letting her sit out here and die. And that's not okay. That's not okay. She has some issues. Let's get them some help. We don't just let people sit out here and die, do we? Or is that what we really do? I got a smirk from somebody that walked by, so I'm assuming that's probably what we do. I mean, that's the attitude that... Huh? Yep. Robert's sister died out here. How about it? We've got a camp here unmonitored. Anybody going to show up? No? Where are you Kansas City news stations at? You know, we're short on news sources here in Lawrence that are actually going to cover the bullshit. You know, Chad Lawhorn at the Lawrence Journal World and his little minion group out there, they're not going to cover any of these negative stories about Lawrence because it's in their best interest not to say anything negative about Lawrence. They are the city's mouthpiece. And where's Mackenzie Clark in the Times on this? I mean, are you guys going to apply some pressure on the city? I keep seeing articles that keep being able to be argued against by Laura McCabe and other people at the city that you're allowing to spin a story. How about we just tell the truth and let the chips fall? That's the easiest way. Hell, Ice Cube said that a few weeks ago on, who was that guy's show he was on? I can't even remember. It was on Fox News. And I rarely watch Fox, but I'll watch Fox to see Ice Cube to tell you all that the truth hurts. The truth hurts, and this is truth right here. So how about we get some media sources covering some of this stuff? I'm kind of ashamed that there's not a newspaper out here taking some pictures and going to run an article about the unstaffed camp here that's supposed to have all these support services available. And this is no different than what happened the night that Ashley died. Well, I shouldn't say the night that Ashley died, the night that Ashley was found dead, because we understand she laid in that tent for 3 days. But that night, I called out the same exact thing. Where are your service providers? Where are the people that are supposed to be out here helping? And what happened? They trespassed reporters out of here. That's where this all started, guys. It all started out here with me doing a live, calling them out for not doing their job when somebody was found dead out here. And what's it going to take? Are we going to have more deaths? Are we going to have more violence? Are we going to have more staff members like Ron Zahorik that's out here instigating violence? I mean, I'm serious. That's damn near instigating violence when you're doing that with people. And if it's not criminal, it damn sure should be. Because he was running his own little personal fight club for his enjoyment and for their gain. Because as you've heard, people would get advantages if they took care of a problem for Ron. That's how we ran this camp, guys. Lawrence, this is how this camp has been ran. It's been ran by a Gestapo-orientated mindset and turned into a concentration camp. And again, I can't understand why everybody doesn't just pack up their shit and move out of there. Take the tents with them. Because as you can see, there's a city tent there, a city tent there, a city tent over there. get arrested for felony. How's it a felony? Hold on, let me get over there so I can hear you.
You get caught camping on a site that's not been approved by the city or anything, you get arrested, you get a felony charge.
Yeah, but what if they were to take those tents, dismantle them, and move over there on that CD property over there?
They can't.
Why not?
That's what we don't know why. First we were offered, me and Robert was offered that we could go down there where the old traffic police be at.
But you're going to need to tell me why, because legally they can.
Right. And Robert, why can't you take a tent from out here and go over this way and put it up? What happened?
Do what?
You're not inside the fence.
But what's that have to do with anything, Robert? Tell us about that. I'm live right now, by the way, man. They make the rules up as they go because they don't know what they're doing. But what I'm trying to get to is, why can't everybody just pack up their tents and move out of there right now? They can. And so if everybody was to just pack up their tents out of that fenced area right now and move over to the CD area that's over by that tree, no problems, right?
You know why? Because that's a gift from the city.
That's a gift from the city,
Yeah. I mean, it's the only thing it can be.
right? So we got a police officer pulling in here. I wonder what he's here for. We can't have staff in here to help, but we have police officers showing up. And boy, I tell you, that looks like Welch. You're just gonna pull in and leave? You know there's no staff out here, man.
Well, what's going on with that?
They've committed to staffing this place and there's no staff. And, you know, I want to remind you guys that you guys have issued a ton of trespassing charges out of here. How's that supposed to work when there's no staff here to control entrance?
I'll give Ron a call, see what.
I'm not sure Ron still works here because Ron was running his own little personal fucking fight club out here, encouraging violence on people. So I would encourage that you call Cicely, Danny, or even call Craig Owens. Maybe they can get somebody out here to staff this place. I appreciate you coming out here and taking a look, and I would appreciate anything you can do to get staff out here.
Thank you.
You hear that? That's a cop saying that it's a good question how you enforce trespassing when you can't staff your motherfucking site. Cicely Thornton. You want to play with me, you city? You guys want to keep trying to criminalize me for trying to expose your bullshit? This is what we're going to do. I'm going to do this until the day that I find a place in the mountains to go retire. Because that's what's going to happen. And I'm damn near to the point of selling my tow business and going all in on this and filing a couple 501c3s and let's play some games. Because this shit is infuriating. You even have cops that recognize the problem out here. And the city can't fucking fix it. That's even a cop that not too many people out here really respect because he's been a dick at a few times. But if he's willing to help step in and get staff out here, that's a good move. And I appreciate him for that. But this kind of shit right here is unacceptable. Your police know what's going on. The people know what's going on. The people that live in here know what's going on. What is it going to take? God, this is infuriating. Guys, I don't know even what time it is. I would encourage anybody who's involved in homeless issues and got vested interest in helping to go ahead and leave this live stream at the time at 2 o'clock and go ahead and flip over and watch Reagan Benson and the group talk about community oriented. There's nobody here right now, bud. Yep, there's nobody here.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately. We're trying to work on that. But I would strongly encourage any of you guys at 2 o'clock to go ahead and switch over and watch Reagan Benson and the group discuss community issues surrounding homelessness because it really is a community problem.
Okay.
And this is not, I'm talking on a live feed, bud. Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, no, I was just going to say thank you.
Oh, no problem, man. Happy to help. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah? Is there something that you needed desperately or are you okay?
No, just water.
Okay, I want to let you know if you go out on the other side of the camp, there's those hoses out there. You can get a drink if you're thirsty.
Okay, thank you, man.
All right, man. But everybody knows, guys. Everybody knows. city knows. And there's nobody stepping up to do anything about it. Nobody's stepping up. I mean, I'm surprised that Garrett Welch is the guy that's going to fix this problem. That's absolutely pathetic that you guys have to wait until a street cop comes out here to make a pass through, and then he's going to call you. I know somebody's listening to this. I've got the emails that prove you guys are archiving my shit. So why isn't there somebody at the city doing something about this? You guys know what's going on. We'll have staff out here pretty soon, I'm sure, once they get a call from the police department. And again, just right across the bridge. They can get here in about 15 minutes from just about anywhere in town. And yeah, we're about 120,000 with the college, but it's still a small town and it's still easy to get around as long as you're not dealing with construction. Obviously that 23rd Street, 19th Street, and all the other streets they keep tearing up are kind of a headache, but you can still get around in this town. So it should not take an hour and a half to get a staff member out here. It's going to be hard to enforce trespassing. You heard the cop. He said it's a good question. When I asked him, how do you enforce trespassing when there's no staff? He said, good question. And it's because the only trespassing they're concerned with are the people that are going to expose the truth. How about it? We're going to get a staff member out here. They're not going to ignore a call from LPD saying there's no staff out here, are they? Are they going to ignore a call from LPD, you think? What, do you think Ron really still works here after all that Fight Club bullshit? Seriously. Why do you think that? Did you see him out here? Well, I heard there was some kind of a meeting Friday.
Yeah, there was.
And wasn't it you that was telling me about the 3 official looking vehicles and such?
Ron bought me and my girl breakfast because I bought him a stupid fucking fat pig.
Think he was trying to make friends?
Yeah.
Do I have what? I don't. How long, guys? How long will it take to get some city staff out here after a call from the police? I wonder if maybe if the police said, hey, if you're not going to staff that site, we can no longer come out here and play your legal games. Do you think that would get some people out here? Because that's the reality of the situation, Rich Lockhart, is if staff's not going to be out here, they don't give you guys a lot of standing to come out here and play games. You know, they've made a commitment. But like your commitments to police accountability and truthfulness, the city has pretty much failed in much the same way. They tell us lies, they spin the truth, and they try to hide behind newspapers that will only tell the story that they want told. Like the Lawrence Journal-World and Chad Lawhorn. It's what goes on around here. It's what's been happening here for the last few years. Honestly, back when the Simons family ran the Lawrence Journal-World, we had a community newspaper that would report on things. They weren't the greatest. I mean, I wasn't the hugest fan, but they did the job, you know? They did the work. But now, I mean, it's basically propaganda from that building down there, directed from the city manager. We're going to be live here until some staff shows up or until my phone runs out of a battery. And when my phone runs out of a battery, I'll still be here to find out what time they showed up. And we'll talk about that later. So yeah, yep. Just an unstaffed city camp. All kinds of people trespassed out of here that's not supposed to be here. Hell, there's people in there right now that aren't supposed to be here. I've already seen them. But there's no staff here to do anything about it. But you guys think you're going to prosecute some trespassing charges in court over this? I want all those defense attorneys to be paying attention, because any of you that have a trespassing charge from this North Lawrence camp, all you got to do is watch my channel you'll have all the evidence you need to make that trespassing charge go away. They know it. I know it. I don't know who can't know it. I think it's something that they're ignoring, hoping that they can run this game on me again. Run this game on the whole city of Lawrence again. How long, guys? How long is it going to take to get some staff out here? Cicely Thornton. I think her email is cthornton@lawrenceks.org. I don't mind giving that out. That's public knowledge. C. Thornton with an N in the middle there. The Thornton @lawrenceks.org. That's an email for you. And then I think Mitch Young, yeah, he's in charge of this. I think him is M. Young @lawrenceks.org. I'm pretty sure he can be reached that way. And let's see. I honestly don't know Misty's last name. And if anybody's in the chat that does, they can more than welcome to put her email address in there. Again, I'm not able to see the chat right now because I'm out here in the brightness. And you know, I am 53, so my eyes aren't the 20-year-old eyes they used to be. But those people have lawrenceks.org email addresses, and there's no law against you petitioning them to do their fucking jobs. And while you're at it, you might do some CORA requests, the Kansas Open Record Act. It's Kansas annotated statutes 45-215, and I think it runs through 254 or a little bit beyond that. That's the Kansas Open Record Law. And what it says that we, the citizens, have access to submit to our city records requests to find out what the staffing schedule was here today and who failed to show up, or whether Cicely failed to staff someone. So let's find out where the root of that problem was. And those Kansas Open Record requests are much in the same as Direct D is doing down in Arizona and getting the documents proving the police conspiracy to try to criminalize First Amendment activity. Just the same as I did up here. It's no different. I posted a little video of his live stream this morning because it is exactly the same stuff. And it's a playbook that they run across the country. And this playbook with homelessness, I'm not sure who got this idea, because I've heard from around the country from different people that Lawrence is especially stupid here. Lawrence is especially ignorant when it comes to homeless issues. And I've heard that from people in areas where they have quite the issue to solve. But almost unanimously, they tell me that Lawrence has taken an approach that they've never seen and never would justify. And you know, you've got some people in some powerful positions that are noticing what's going on. And I'm just going to tell you that the people that are noticing what's going on in Lawrence, it's not helpful for the city to keep lying about it. Because Craig, honestly, some of the people that have seen what's going on have more money than you do. I mean, let's just be honest about it. They have more money than you do, and they have enough resources to come after you for some of this bullshit if they get mad enough. So are you going to keep going with this until people really get mad enough to start coming after you for this stuff? Start suing the city from outside just for pattern and practice, a number of civil rights violations? I mean, that's all I've done out here in the last few months. Since the winter ended and I was done providing propane, all I've done is document your stupidity. And I can't understand how we could go months like this and nothing changes and it gets worse. And do you not understand what you're up against? You guys have tried to make me out to be some kind of anti-person or some kind of danger to everybody. But that's not the case. And I think people are realizing that as well. I have a vested interest in my community, and I have a vested interest in my friends and people out here. And if you're not going to accept that and accept that there are stakeholders out here that you won't recognize, then pretty much I say fuck you. It's time for you to go. And I know that I'm not the person that's going to come down and make your decorum rules happy, but you just have to deal with that because I'm still a citizen of this town. And I've been here longer than you have, man. I've lived here for more than 30 years. I've paid taxes in this community. I've been involved in several businesses in this community over that 30 years. And you don't understand what you're up against, man, because you're not going to be able to get rid of me. I'm going to still be out here documenting your failures. Other people are going to follow along and document your failures. All you have to do is get it together. Staff this camp, do the things that you've committed to, and quit playing games. It's a lot harder to just be right than to try to remember all the wrongs that you have to lie about. I mean, that's dead serious, man. Dead serious. They brought this sight box out here and they actually had to cut that hole in the window there to keep staff comfortable so that the air conditioning was getting leaked out and the bugs weren't coming in and stuff. So now they can just have a low barrier or a low contact a way to hand people stuff through a window. You know, that's a well-informed response there, Craig. Well-informed. You know, and then the fact that you just don't have anybody out here at all. I mean, there was a woman out here, Courtney, that dropped off a ton of groceries the other day out of her own pocket and gave them to this camp and said those get given out any time of day, no matter what. And now none of that can happen because your staff is not here. None of that can happen. So what's happened is you've taken control and then reduced services over time. That's exactly what's happened. This is a fucking concentration camp, man. This is as close to a 21st century concentration camp as we can get. Somebody pulling in here in a blue truck. I don't know who they are. Is that staff? But yeah, we're just out here waiting for somebody to show up. Nope, no staff. Maybe just somebody to come out and to see if this shit was really happening. Yeah, everything that I'm showing you guys is for real. You know, today, if you want to verify what's real, it's on video right here. You don't necessarily have to come out and turn around in the parking lot. If you guys want to come out and help, bring out some frozen ice water. Bring out some Gatorade. Bring out some snacks. That would help. You know, bring out a smile. That might help. Again, I don't know what time it is. I'm sure we're getting pretty close to 2 o'clock. If any of you guys are here and you're involved in the high-level discussions about what's going on with homelessness nationwide, do go ahead and switch over and join the discussion with Reagan Benson and Jen Woolsey in the group that we've been doing each week. I don't believe we will have one next week. We're going to try to switch to every 2 weeks because there's been so much drama. It's stuff like this that keeps us so busy that we can't plan for live feeds and live discussions as well. You know, Reagan and I both have been out all week long covering shit like this and covering the bullshit that cities do and the games they play. And we'd really appreciate it if anybody wants to come in and help organize things a little bit. If you got ideas, come in and talk to us. You know, we're not taskmasters. We're not going to be able to tell you what to do. And when you get involved in stuff like this, nobody can really tell you what to do. You have to do what inspires you. Because if you try to do what I do or what Reagan does, you're going to burn out quick. We've got a fire inside us that you're not going to be able to keep up with, and don't try to. Don't try to. Do what you can do. If you can come out here and make friends with somebody and give them a little water and give them a little companionship, there you go. If you want to do more, do more. But again, your activism is yours and your support for these people is yours. You do it your own way. And if anybody has a problem with the way you do it, fuck them. Because it doesn't matter. All that matters is that you take what's in your heart and put it on the street. How long we got here, guys? God dang. 90 minutes so far we've been going. I know I'm into the 2 o'clock hour. It was damn near 12:30 when I came out here. Yeah, there's nobody here. And if last night's or the other night's DUI stop was any clue, I might be running low on battery here soon. I can't believe I'm going to run out of battery before we can get this camp staffed. You know, and the thing is, City, what you need to realize is when I showed up here to start this live, there were people here that, we'll just leave it that there were people here that know that this camp was unstaffed. And I gave them the opportunity to get out of the way before I started the live feed. But the people that were here, you're going to be interested to find out who they were, and I'm sure they'll let you know. Because I don't think they were happy that you failed your commitments either. So this isn't just being seen by Michael and his crazy little band of misfits. You know, we're putting this out for the world to see. How long is it going to take? I'm here, I'm committed. So you don't understand, when I make a commitment, I stick to it. The city of Lawrence can't seem to do that. I'm here until my battery dies or until you show up. One or the other. And when my battery dies, I'll still wait around to find out who shows up. How long, guys? It's just a little short jaunt across that bridge. How long does it take to get somebody here? And you know, you guys that are doing the live panel, if you want to talk about community impact and how much the community has to do with this, you know, you might go ahead and just bring my live stream in for a few minutes. I'm not going to be able to know that you did it, but you could just bring it in and talk about it if you wanted to. But this is a community issue, and the community needs to understand that this is how the city has managed this camp since they took control. And when I say took control, I mean trespassing people out of here, making it impossible for advocates to come in here and actually help people. You know, we've been focusing on the unsanctioned areas because that's all we can do. We can't come in here and help anybody inside this fence. We have to hope that they come out looking for us. And some of them do. And some of them will come out and ask for things and talk to us and tell us what they need and tell us what's going on. But by and large, you've separated a community here. And that's not cool. You have driven a wedge between the community and the homeless people that need the help from the community. That is not a community approach. And I can't understand how you keep getting away with this in a place like Lawrence. I thought this was a progressive town. We have all these Sanctuary Alliance people that want rights for the illegal aliens, or the aliens that don't have citizenship here, non-citizens. We have the LGBTQ crowd that want equal rights for themselves and want people to not discriminate against them. Where are you guys all at? I mean, I 100% support all of your issues, but I wonder if your issues are all you care about. Because if that's it, then we're just a bunch of factions that are never going to get anywhere. It's time for the whole group to team up. It's time for everybody that sees this city failing and sees this city making poor decisions to step up. Is the trans crowd really happy with this little declaration that they're going to protect you from the effects of? And let's remember that right after they made that declaration, the mayor misgendered several times. So how much are they committed to it? The homeless need your assistance. They need your voice. They don't have a voice. You guys have shown that you do have a voice. And we need that voice to come out and speak for everybody, not just the specific issues that concern you personally. You know, there's several of us that have been in that commission room and have spoken in support of the issues that you guys were after. We need that kind of support from you for these people. Because one marginalized community is no different than another. And you all know what the effects of that marginalization is. And if you think it's any different out here than it is in your own personal lives, you're mistaking yourselves and you're blinding. We need everybody's voice downtown to make the city understand that this is no longer acceptable. That they're either going to step up to their commitments or they're going to move out of the space and give it back to the advocates and the people who really can fulfill those commitments. We've said over and over and over that the city and the county, they are not service providers. Their role in this is to be nothing more than a facilitator for resources. Facilitate us getting these tents. Facilitate us getting the resources to manage this camp, and then get the fuck out of the way and let the service providers and the advocates manage it. Because what they'll do is they'll get the people inside involved in that management instead of trying to control them and make them subjects. Because there's a term that we use in the advocate community that you guys really aren't aware of at City Hall, or at least if you're aware of it, you really don't believe in it. There's something called nothing about us without us. You guys make a lot of decisions, but you never consult the people that you're making those decisions for. How about we change that? You know, your little Monday morning meetings that are exclusive and that not just anybody can come to, if you're going to think you're going to get some real input there, people know that's a controlled environment. People know that's not a free environment to speak out. You're getting a few things, but I don't think it's by and large the bigger issues that are coming out that need to. I can't believe that it's taking this long to get a staff member out here. How long does it take? I think my phone might die, guys, before a staff member gets out here at this site. But I got to be honest with you, after walking around for an hour and a half or so, I'm going to have to sit down and take a little break. And I guess I can try to see some chats here. Anybody got any questions? I might try to watch here. Got almost 100 minutes so far, and no staff members have showed up. That's just insane. That's just insane. They're waiting for my phone to die. You're probably right. I would expect they're probably waiting for my phone to die, but here's the thing, I'll still be here. My phone will die, but I'll still be here. Do you know how many trespassing charges they've made out of here? I mean, I know mine, but let's look at all the other people. You know, Vance. God, I can't even count them all, guys. There's been so many different people trespassed out of here. Some people for stuff that happened outside the camp. And then we had a cop here just a little bit ago. I asked him, you know, how are we going to prosecute trespassing with no staff? Well, that's an interesting question. How are we going to enforce trespassing with no staff? That's an interesting question. Yeah, it is an interesting question, isn't it? Where are you at, Cicely? Jesus, I can't believe. I never thought there'd be a time where I would talk so much that I would get tired of talking, waiting on you fuckers. But this really has come to pass. They're just leaving this camp abandoned. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Well, I'll tell you what, since it's obvious we're going to be waiting a little longer, why don't we walk over to the unsanctioned side and say hi to some of the friends that we can say hi to. Because, you know, we can't cut through the camp, because I bet if I went through the camp, there would be a cop show up to issue me a trespassing charge, even though there's no staff here. I would bet that would get called in and Michael would be trespassed and charged. But nothing else can happen out here, and we're going to trespass out people that protect the camp. God, I can't believe you guys did that to Vance. After you guys left it like this, unstaffed, and then with staff here that couldn't protect the people, and just left it to their devices. And then you criminalize him for stepping up to protect his people. So yeah, there's no difference really from this to that over there, except that these people are all treated differently. And then these people are all treated differently. It's kind of how we do things. Oh, there goes the tent. Nope, no staff. No staff out here to do anything, but there goes the tent. Yep, everybody left to their own devices today. I got an advocate pulling up, getting stuff out of her truck. Give you another shot of that shower trailer that the city mismanaged, and it's all closed up now. What's going on, Shane? I'm live feeding right now, just to let you know.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, just waiting for staff to show up out here.
Yeah, it doesn't look, and they have a tent blowing away right now.
Yep, I saw that. And
Don't know staff?
nope, and I'll tell you what, I think if that tent comes over the fence, I'd call it yours.
I would say so.
But yeah, no staff here, but I'm pretty sure everybody's still trespassed out of there. Shelly, I'm live feeding. Can I film you? This is Shelly, one of our advocates, and she has been bringing food and drinks and stuff out here to the camp and helping. And she gives rides to medical appointments and different appointments that people need to go to. This is just one of the examples of the difference between the city and the advocates. What we need is the city to get out of the way. Thank you, Shelly.
Thank you, Shelly. Baby girl, come on.
We need the city to just get out of the way, guys. Your staff is not here to manage this site, but the advocates are still here doing their job. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you guys? You know, you move that entrance over there and spend all that money to set up that sight box nice and comfy for everybody. But now you don't staff anything. You know, how about we address that, no? Does anybody want to address that? Does anybody want to do something about it? Nope, no staff here yet. So let's go on over here. There's Thaddeus running around again. He's always just kind of keeping an eye on things. And Shelly bringing more stuff in. But yeah, unsanctioned side, they don't live under all these rules over there. And we're able to come in here and help them. And actually, Jen Adams, who lives over here, I bet she's probably in the live feed right now. Let's go over here and see if Jen's here. And actually, look here. Actually, before we do that, look here. That's Shelly helping people inside that camp. And look what has to happen. She can't just go in there and give them water. She has to hand it over this bullshit fence. City, what are you doing? What are you doing? That's, my God. Hey, did Jen go down with Jen?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So she's down on the live feed.
She's at the library.
At the library? Okay.
Yeah.
I was telling everybody to switch over from my live feed to theirs because I'm staying live until staff shows up or my phone dies, one or the other.
I just gave some water over to Connie.
I saw. Huh? Do you got an iPhone charger?
I do in my car if you need it.
Well, we may get there in a little bit. Last night, it lasted a little over 2 hours at the DUI stop. So yeah, we have advocates out here helping, but they're trespassed out of the camp and have to hand things over this bullshit fence. And you know, I remember seeing footage from World War II and the Warsaw Ghetto, and that's not much different from that. If you guys go back and look, there is some archive footage from Warsaw during the time where the Nazis had invaded Poland. and they had moved all the Jews into the ghetto areas of Warsaw, or I guess they created a ghetto by doing this. And there are photos of people handing stuff over a fence, very much like what I just saw. And that's just wrong, especially with this. We can't go in. We can't go in and help. We are restricted. It's almost like the untouchables can't be helped. They've got to be managed by the city. What the fuck are you doing? Guys, I didn't expect to be out here for 2 hours. I really thought I'd come out here for a half hour or so and somebody would show up. But 2 hours in and we still have nobody here. And I just kind of wonder why. It's been long enough that somebody should be here. Well, I hope the live feed's going okay today, guys. Sorry I couldn't be there, but stuff like this kind of takes precedence. This is my own community. This is my own city failing. And I'm very concerned about the national issues, but you know, this stuff is home. This is right here. And it's an embarrassment. You know, Lawrence has always been the progressive spot in Kansas. And for some reason, we've gone off the rails. We used to handle things like this. But we've gone off the rails, guys. Wow. Still can't believe how long this has taken. I'm going to be out here till staff shows up. So however long that takes, phone dead or not, I'm going to be here. So if you guys are just waiting me out, I've got another camera. It's not a live feed camera, but I can take your picture. So I'll be here when you get here. You might as well just come down and do your job. Wind's picking up a little bit. We're supposed to have a little storms later, maybe. But yeah, if you're waiting out, hoping to not get caught on film, I mean, that's really not an option with me, and you should know that. I've got another camera in my pocket. Can't go live with it, but it's always the backup in case I need it. So just come on out here and man this camp like you're supposed to. I don't care really how many viewers there are. If you guys want to go watch the other live feed or do something else, I'm fine with that. I'll still be here because I'm waiting here until they show up. I'm going to wait here at the camp until we get some staff out here to manage this site like the city has said they were going to. You may not understand your commitments, but I do, and I can fulfill mine. No matter how long it takes. So how long is it going to take? It's up to you. You know, this trailer that you're looking at right here used to be over on the north side, and it was unlocked and open, and what would happen is people would come in and donate dry goods like canned foods and breads and things like that, and they would leave them in this trailer for anybody to come grab. And if there's not a lock on it, I'm pretty sure this trailer's not even in use anymore, and if it is, if there's a lock on it, I'm wondering what's in there. But yeah, this used to be just left open so that people could get stuff, food and things. Yep, everything's just locked up because we can't trust anybody. And the reality is we can't trust you guys, the city staff, the people that were supposed to be out here to do stuff. You guys are the ones that are untrustworthy because you're the ones that make commitments out here and have failed repeatedly. How long? Yep, I get tired, but I can handle being tired, and I can keep standing. No matter how tired I am, I will still stand. And that's what you guys don't understand about me. No matter how tired I get, I will still be here standing. I might sit down and take a little break, but I'll stand back up. And it's just like Chris Rock said, I might be quiet for a minute, but then I start talking again. So, how long, guys? We're working on 2 hours now. 50 minutes, then 35 minutes, and now 2 hours plus. Not looking good. It's not looking good. What do you think?
Battery pack.
Oh,
Ridiculous. A battery pack in the iPhone.
you want to talk about any of this?
Well, I was out earlier today, and because I often deliver to the unsanctioned side, and Connie saw me and asked me if I had anything to eat, and I didn't have anything except what I'd taken over there. So I said, "Is the trailer not open?" And she goes, "No, there's nobody there. I can't find them." And so I ran and grabbed her something, and I offered a couple of other people. I came back and knocked on the trailer, as you know, following their protocol, and nobody answered. And I saw Connie, so she wasn't very far away, so I went over and handed her what I brought. I went back, I knocked again. Nobody answered. And then a really strong supporter, unfortunately, couldn't be out here today either, which just makes it even that much more difficult for people to suddenly find out there's no food available. We don't know when it will be.
Right.
So I came and covered one side the best of my ability. And,
Did you know about Courtney yesterday or the other day dropping off all that food?
I did hear about that.
It's all locked up in the. She told them that was supposed to be given out to anybody anytime, and now nobody can get to it because it's locked up in the trailer.
Right, and that is these are the things that they say, "Oh, here, let us help you," and they bring people in, and they make them somewhat dependent without really helping by like dangling small carrots, you know, food and a place to sleep. It's not even really shelter, because if there's storms out here, they're not worth much in this element. So to have this happen, and on a weekend, on a Sunday when it's even harder to get to places, it's really disheartening.
I agree. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Guys, we all feel this way. And that's just somebody who's been out here helping. And that's a general citizen viewpoint of somebody who wants to help out here. But that person that you just saw can't go inside this camp and help because she's not authorized. And what exactly is authorized? How do we determine who's authorized and who's not? Is it by what they look like? By how much money they have? By what organization name they have? Who's authorized to help people that are down on their luck? You know, the interesting thing is, she brought me a battery pack and a charger cord. We won't run out of power, Cicely. So when the warning goes off saying my phone is running out of power, yeah, we've got a little boost. So once again, the advocates and the people are stronger than this city will ever be, unless the city learns to harness the power of the advocates and the people. The city cannot do this on their own, and they cannot do it with unilateral control and policies that discriminate. That's the simple facts. So yeah, battery pack in hand. Cicely, how long are we gonna wait? How long are we gonna wait? I can be here, let's see. I think I got a tow at 8:30 in the morning. You know, how long do you want? Think you can make it here by 8:30 in the morning? I'm pretty sure I can probably get this battery pack charged up enough to get me another boost if it takes you that long. Actually, you know what? Since we're waiting on somebody to show up, just walk over this way, because here's the reality. This business right here, this is Johnny's, run by Rick Renfro. And again, as I've said, you know, Rick and I, we have a lot of the same beliefs as far as how this has been operated. But I wonder, is Rick and his staff okay with there not being any staff at this homeless camp? I mean, I wonder if that's the case. Better yet, I wonder if anybody over there would actually talk to me about it. So if anybody's in Johnny's watching, I am live. I'm going to come over and try to ask what you guys think of this. Or actually, let's go over here first. Because this is a business over here that there's third-eyed Sadies and a couple other things over here that never get consulted about stuff. Everybody's only concerned about Rick, and I get it. He's been around here forever, and he's got friends downtown. That makes sense. But let's go over here and talk. So we're going to walk around and see if we can't get just some general citizens' opinions. I'm going to turn this thing back on me while we walk in here. Hey there.
Hello.
Are you a customer or a staff member? Customer. Hey, I'm Michael. I run Lord's Accountability. The camera's on me, not you. I'm walking around because we found out there's no staff over at the city-sanctioned site today.
Normally?
There's supposed to be staff there 24/7.
Doing what?
Handling the camp, handing out water, food, things like that.
Okay.
How do you think about that? Do you think there should be staff there or no? And let me ask you this.
I was going to say, which direction is that going? Are you saying that they aren't there and they should be? Or they're not keeping track of everyone because you think they're supposed to keep a handle on everyone?
Well, let me tell you this.
Or
what the
are
city...
you supposed to be helping and you're upset that they aren't there to help because they're supposed to be handing out water?
I'm one of the advocates and we try to help. And what my point is that the city has trespassed the advocates that were helping these people out of there and then committed to being there and trespassing people out of there, but now that they're leaving that unstaffed.
Hold on.
And that's what
How can they trespass people out when it's a homeless shelter and pretty much anybody's allowed to be there that wants to?
Well, as the police said the last time this happened, they have claimed care, custody, and control over that camp. And I guess my question is without staff on site.
Policing that they're saying that's our job.
Well, no, this was a quote saying that the city had claimed care, custody, and control over the site. And I guess my question would be, how much care, custody, and control could you have if there's no staff?
Care and custody seem different than control.
Right? I would agree.
Custody it's theirs. Care may be the advocates. Control would be the police. It's a team effort. So it takes all three of you.
Do you think there needs to be staff there? If they committed to it, do you think they should be there to do it? No, not necessarily.
I think advocates should be there and volunteer groups could go and do it whenever. I don't think they should be trespassed out. But is it the police and the city's responsibility to take care of them? No, they're already giving them spot.
Honey, we are so on the same page.
I mean,
I'll tell you what, it's incredible, and I've said this a number of times, that this city and this city commission right now has united the business community and the homeless advocates for the first time ever. And the reason is because they eliminated those people's access to the people that would help them. People like myself and the lady that just left who was dropping off food and things for people, she had to hand water over the fence because she's not allowed to go in and give it to them.
okay, so if you didn't have a home, you would be allowed? Or how do they know who's allowed to be over there and who's not?
Well, that's a question too, because more times than not, we see people in there that have been trespassed or shouldn't be in there. What they say is, if you don't have a side agreement there, that
okay.
so they have these side agreements that
like
they're
a rental agreement,
right, and so they go by that. But then
you know, it's sure as hell that most of the people over there probably don't have a side agreement.
I'm not going to tell you that, but you've made a decent assumption. Come down to City Hall and tell people what you think about
I was
this.
just gonna say.
Or write somebody, because what's happening over here is just wrong. We need the city out of the way, and they need advocates to be able to step in and help them.
Yes. I mean, they can still help with the control of things if things get out of hand.
Right.
That's their role. But other than that, let the volunteer groups help them, and the people that govern themselves, so to speak.
There you go. This is a person I don't even know, guys, and just stopped up and watched. No, I'm not putting on film unless you want to be.
No, I'm good.
But
thank you.
no, here's just a general citizen. You commissioners and Craig Owens, you guys need to hear this. This is just a general citizen saying this.
They did their part by giving them the space. Just they should be called
Give them
in
the
when
space
needed.
and get out of the way.
Exactly. Unless
Boom.
it's necessary.
Boom.
But don't,
That's exactly what advocates have been saying for months now. Give us the space and get out of the way. I appreciate
Yep.
you.
No problem. Have a good day, sir.
Awesome. You hear that, guys? Give us the space and get out of our way. That's just a general citizen I just walked up to, guys. I just walked up and said, hey, what do you think? And her opinion is give us the space and get out of the way. Just one person. Just one person. Let's go up here to Third Eye Sadie's and let's see what they think of this. Because we're talking about community today. And I know over on the live feed, they're talking about community today. So we want to address community issues. This is Third Eye Sadie's. They're just across the bridge in North Lawrence at 2nd and Locust. Again, I'm going to turn the camera around to me. And we'll go in and we'll see what we can talk to them about. Hey there. All right. Are you a customer?
Me?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I want to make sure to let everybody know I am on a live feed right now. My name is Michael. I'm with Lawrence Accountability. I don't know if you're aware of me. I'm one of the homeless advocates and also a police accountability advocate here in town. We have no staff over at the homeless site today. And so I'm wanting to get your impressions of that. Do you, and again, the camera's on me, not on you. Do you have any impressions of whether there's any staff there or not? Do you think the city should be staffing the camp?
The camp?
Yeah.
I was not aware that there was any staff applied over there.
You didn't think that there was staff at all?
I did not realize there was any staff over there.
See, that's interesting. At a city commission meeting here recently, they made the commitment that they were going to fill that space and that they were going to do these things. And they have staff that's supposed to be there, and they've been trespassing people out of there.
Okay.
But today there's no staff. And what we're wondering is how people feel about the city making a commitment to that and then not following through with it.
I don't live here. I'm from Topeka.
Okay.
But personally, with me being here, I'm usually here from 1 to 3 on Sundays. And and I'm here alone usually, unless there's other customers in here. I'm age 20, and for being very small, sometimes people come in and I'm like, you need to leave. And there's those occasions where it's like, respectfully, I appreciate that you're a human being and that you're doing your best to live and, do all the things that you need to do. But right now, I'm pretty sure you need to leave this building. When it comes to how I feel about staff being over there, I don't know if I've noticed anything in the last few weeks, if they have had staff or if that's been a very recent development. It doesn't seem like it's doing a whole lot at the moment.
You mean staff or the camp in general?
The camp and staff, like having the people over here and having them in a location it's fine and dandy until they start doing things like we had our sign vandalized a couple weeks or maybe a week or two ago. We have somebody sleeping in the front that was there for a little while. I think they've stopped now. We've had several people come in and kind of like use the space as a cooling station as much as they could, and it's like, we can't have that here. That's not okay. So I don't know if the staff is making much difference, because if that's been, I don't know how long it's been, because I'm not from here.
No, I understand.
But with that, it just doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of development. We're still dealing with a lot of stuff going on. And it may just be minor things, but at the same time, it's like we really need to get this figured out in a manageable way for everyone.
I think you are speaking the same language that almost everybody is speaking right now.
It's not that it's a terrible idea. It's just that it's an idea that's in development that we need, that really needs to be a solid thing instead of a development.
Right. I
And
agree.
that's my personal opinion on it. Casey, who's the shop owner, has a lot more opinions on that, and some of them are not nice.
But you know what? We're all entitled to feel the way we feel.
Yes,
But I
and-
think what I heard you say was that we need a better solution.
I do believe we need a slightly better solution, because I have, personally, I had someone come in. I don't know his name. He was relatively tall, kind of curly hair, had tattoos up and down his body, and seemed kind of mentally not there. He came in and asked for water and stayed kind of around the area of the front and ended up asking me to kiss him and take him to the back and make out, and that's not something I do.
Understood.
That is not something anybody should ask me that I don't know.
I agree.
And that's only been one of the few instances we've had, but
Can you tell me how that ended?
so I asked him to leave, and he did, respectfully. I told him no when he asked me, and he said, okay, that's fine. So it wasn't a terrible situation. It was just like, I really don't think you should be in here.
Right.
The second time he came in, I wasn't here, but Casey was here. I was told about this event. He had come in and touched one of our altars that says on it, do not touch. He picked something up off the altar. That particular god that we believe in is Papa Legba. He is the voodoo god. He has very specific things that he likes, and if you take things off the altar or touch the altar and you don't know what you're doing, you can really mess things up. And so he ended up picking something up off the altar, and Casey went, put that back, and he set it back down, and then looked at the thing we have hanging above the door and got really freaked out and then left. He's been around a couple times, but only closer to the Johnnies now. He hasn't been in the building, as far as I understand. But it's nothing big or terrible. It's just small instances that keep piling up on each other that's like, we should really get this settled and fixed so we can have a manageable way to handle this and just get it to where people aren't scared, because we have lost a lot of business from just people coming around, and it's really not helpful at all here, especially being a small business. Casey is thinking about moving. We're not sure yet, because, you know, she likes this location. It's not, you know, it's not terribly popular, trafficked, but the people that need to be here are here. And that's what she likes about this location, is that you notice the shop, and if you see it, you will come in and get curious about it and everything like that. But it's just instances like that where it's like, people are really worried about being in this area, and North Lawrence especially isn't as taken care of as the rest of Lawrence.
I agree with that. But like I said, I think there's some education aspects of that could happen. But again, we do need a better solution to what's going on.
Yes.
So I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day, guys. That's a different perspective, guys. That's a perspective from a person who does business. And as somebody who's been in a storefront business before, I can tell you that those kind of things are a real concern. And as she stated, it's not always healthy for the businesses for those things to be going on. But at the same time, there is an educational aspect to the community. And one of the things that we've got to stop doing here is demonizing people. And that's part of where that fear comes from, is when we demonize people. Now I'm not going to deny that what she said about some of the mental issues, but think about yourself. You're in this environment 24/7. Do you not think that you're going to have a little bit of mental struggle? Let's be real about that. And there's a vehicle down here now. Is that a staff? No? Not staff, huh? No staff out there. All right, so since there's no staff there, let's go over here and see if Spencer or Rick or anybody here wants to talk to us and actually wants to talk to you guys. I mean, we're in a position right now where things are being seen. So why not let people talk and let people express their opinions? Because that's not happening downtown. You know, we used to get a 3-minute uninterrupted, but now we get thrown out right and left. So, how's it going, guys? All right. Again, I'm gonna turn this back on me while we, wrong door. I always do that. I always go to the wrong door. Hey guys. Are you there?
Well, I don't know. I've never been able to give you kind of
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, guys, we're inside the office here. We'll see if Rick or Spencer's here. Hey, is Rick or Spencer around?
No.
Neither one of them? Okay.
Can I take a message for you?
That's all right. I'm live right now. My name is Michael. I'm Lost Accountability. And there's no staff over at the site.
Oh.
Would you guys like to comment on that at all? I am live. I'm streaming live, but I was wanting to talk to some people over there, and we're just kind of getting your impressions of whether there should be staff over there. The camera's facing me now. If you want to, you don't have to. It's up to you.
I don't have anything to say.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Tell Rick and Spencer I stopped by and make sure they know that there were no staff over there. Thank you. And that's fair, guys, because there's a lot of people in this town that don't want to go on the record for the fear of the different things that could happen to them as a result. And that's just wrong. But nobody... Again, it's fair. But you know what? When the city has united the business community and the advocates in the way that they have, they're really in a no-win situation. And it's time for somebody at City Hall to realize that this kind of stuff just can't continue. So let's go over here and let's see if what we have here now. Is this an advocate or... Robert said it wasn't staff. Looks like it's Rose's car. So yep, still no staff here. But I will tell you, you know, the girls over at Johnny's seemed a little surprised. They said, still there's no staff. We got a car in here now. I wonder who that is. Hi, Rosa. Still no staff. Is that Cicely? Is that Cicely?
No.
Okay. I know she drove a little black car, doesn't she?
Yeah, a little black.
Oh, okay. So yeah, still no staff. What's going on?
Hey, I'm trying to help. I'm trying to look for somebody to help move. You want to make some money, you know what I'm saying? Help move something.
Yeah, it'd be a little difficult right now because nobody's allowed to go in there and there's no staff here. So I mean, if you wanted to get out and try to talk to people, but they got cameras and stuff. I'm out here on a live feed right now because the city's supposed to be staffing this thing and taking care of stuff like they said.
Yeah, that shit been wild, bro.
Yeah.
I just.
Hey man, this guy's needing some help moving some stuff. You guys want to make a little change? Joe Larry go with you?
I I need more of him though.
More than him. More than him. Who else, Joe Larry? You got somebody else down in there?
Like 3 people.
He got you. See right there. Joe Larry's a good dude, man. What you moving today?
I'm moving the house.
Oh, yeah?
I'm moving everything out of the house late. One of my friends got moving.
Gotcha. There you go. This is the best place to come, man. These people need the money. They need a little.
That's why I came over here.
Yeah, excellent.
That's exactly why I came over here for.
Give somebody a little opportunity to make a little change.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just wondering where city staff is. You know, if you got anybody's telephone number at the city, you might give them a call and tell them I'm live out here wondering where the fuck they at.
Oh, they ain't. I don't know what. My first time coming out here. These motherfuckers ain't gonna do shit, man.
Is that a staff right there?
For these damn people, man. They out here goddamn, man. It's some straight bullshit.
Huh? Is that a staff member?
You know, I ain't fucking up people goddamn I ain't fucking up people goddamn bidding over there. I don't even know why they put these people right by this lake, man.
Well, what I can't understand is why they got all that no trespassing bullshit.
And look, they should have all these motherfuckers don't bring no bullshit over here.
Yeah.
Like all that old trash and shit like that. Look like they don't stole everybody's bike in town.
But you go look in the newspaper. What's the pictures they show?
Uh-huh.
This picture's from 6 months ago when this thing was first set up. They try to make it look good.
It was worse than this.
They try to make it was worse.
It was worse than this. Because every time look all on bikes, man. That's all them little kids bikes in the neighborhood, bro.
I ain't gonna deny it.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna deny it.
I ain't care if my little boy had one swimming. One even 5 minutes. When I was finna pick him up, somebody had snatched his bike off.
Yep.
And when I rolled through, told to get in, rolled to town, I saw a lady had his bike. I said, no. Yo, every bike that missing scooters and all that shit, it's out here.
Yep.
Look at this shit. You can look back there, goddamn, you see everybody bike.
Yep.
Ain't no, you can't.
Keely, what shift are you on today?
Hi.
What shift are you on today?
Hey.
Well, because there's been no staff here for several hours. I'm just trying to ask.
The schedules, Michael.
I'm sorry?
I don't make the schedule.
What time were you scheduled in?
Let her know you're recording or it's illegal not to.
Yeah.
It's not illegal not to, actually.
Yeah, well, you don't have my permission to record me on
I don't
my
need it.
audio. It's pointed towards me, it's recording me. That's how it looks.
Keely, what
That's how
time were
it
you
looks.
scheduled in? I've been live out here for over 2 hours waiting on a staff member to show up. Is there a reason that the staff wasn't here? Yeah. 4 hours last night?
Staff, and it was like from, I wrote it down, it was like from 8:20 something, so later on until almost 12 o'clock.
8 until 12 o'clock last night. It was on staff too.
Well, I want to say that, well, let's say it was from 8 something to almost 9 something or 10 something. They
Yeah.
came in, but it was unstaffed just like the
Gotcha.
day before a long time. I'm noticing that too, but it's supposed to be manned 24/7.
Yep. I'm just curious what time you were scheduled in,
I'm
Keely.
on time for my shift.
What time was that?
When I came, look at the clock. And you can see what time it is. Okay? I don't have to send you my schedule.
I'm not asking you to
didn't
send
make
you
the
your schedule.
Either. I don't get to decide when I come here. I just
Is
follow
it
my schedule.
is it Cicely that makes the schedule?
I don't know who makes it.
You don't know who makes the schedule.
Contact Lawrence Communications if you have any questions about
Okay.
management.
We'd
and my
like this to be staffed 24/7 like's been committed to.
Okay. I'm working my shift that I was scheduled for
I
today.
understand.
I've been here on my shifts yesterday and Friday. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do and what I am
And
scheduled.
I'm not saying that you're not. So
That's what part of the problem.
that's part of the problem.
That's why, last night you had people stealing, you had people fighting, you got all people that don't know who, the rules are not being enforced. I walk around, I look at things like the day before you came out, I've been cleaning up, I'm the only one here, I was watching and walk around and do things. And I also put an application in about 2-3 weeks ago up there at the city building.
for this?
Yeah, that's pretty municipal court. Duncan County, Homeless Partnership. Well, then there's somebody there with they hired 3 or 4 people and still wait. And there's 3 or 4 people that got hired. And the same thing, they can sit on their ass, pick up and do nothing. Don't take the initiative. They got to do their part and push this part. I told them if I had the money, I'd buy it and put it up there, get them all out of here, do this thing, and do the way it's supposed to be with the security, the wonderful check in with people. That's what I'm talking about. That's my thing. I know they not taking responsibility off of them over there. They got their share of faults and things to get better, but they start over here.
Right, I agree. Thanks, Lynn. You go make a little jingle. All right, man.
Boom, I jump. I ain't seen it. No, boom, boom. There you go, get perfect.
All right, guys. So we got staff on site. I don't hate Keely, and Keely, I don't mind your situation. All I was asking is what time your shift was scheduled, and there's no need to be treating me like the enemy. I'm out here advocating for the people that you're supposed to be helping. So if Cicely and Ron have got you thinking that and thinking that way, I apologize, but you and I have never really had a confrontation, so there's no reason to treat me that way. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and close this one out because we do finally have staff on site. It took 140 minutes, about 135 minutes, I guess, a little over 2 hours. So if the live is still going on the other side, I may try to join it. Otherwise, guys, Lawrence Accountability, and this is Douglas County Transparency. We're